Today we're going to be looking at the Nesta seat, a new infant option launched by Joolz for the Aer 2 that provides limited reverse seating, as well as a newborn setup that's superior to just using the model's flat recline, while not increasing the Aer 2's weight or folded size, such that it's still within the IATA's cabin luggage limits. Size-wise, the Nesta seat has an inside width of 30 centimeters and a total length of 81, measured by adding up the lengths of the backboard, baseboard, and leg rest, which is shorter than the forwards-facing seat, but should still work for most children up until around a year and a half to 2, at which point, despite having a decently long 49 centimeter backboard and a weight capacity of 15 kilos, the flush canopy and lack of a footrest will eventually make the regular seat a more comfortable option. When it comes to adjusting the position of the Nesta seat, there are only two settings, the near flat nest and an upright position that's a little more sloped than the forwards facing seat, though not by much. The Nesta seat uses a long zipper to swap between these positions, which somehow feels less cumbersome to me than with the regular seat, but does similarly have the negative that the textiles bunch up a lot when shifting from recline to upright and need to be tucked away. The leg rest is also adjustable, at least in that it can be lowered, via a second zipper beneath the baseboard. As far as other aspects of the Nesta seat go, it's easy to mount or remove from the chassis in my opinion, though does increase the number of steps needed to fold the Aer 2 down or up versus the regular seat. The textiles are soft, well padded, and have a premium feel, and the harness is essentially the same as on other Joolz models, with no rethread shoulder straps, a 5-point buckle, and the pads set up in such a way as to hold the belts out from the seat back. There's a sun drape that can be stretched out to attachments on the handle arms, as well as tucked away when not in use, and there's a bit of inbuilt ventilation in a long mesh panel above the seat back that's open when the seat is reclined. The Nesta seat also comes with a storm cover that's particularly nice for newborns and can also be used in the upright position, at least until your child's legs grow too long for it. In addition to what comes with the Nesta seat, it's worth making a couple of notes on other accessories, where, if you live somewhere where you need a rain cover, I'd recommend getting the cover that's specifically made for the Nesta seat so that it fits properly, as many generic covers won't have a slit for the handle arms. And secondly, I'd also note that as far as I can tell, you unfortunately won't be able to use car seat adapters with the Nesta seat attached as you can with the regular seat, which makes this setup somewhat less useful for car-based lifestyles. So, is it worth getting the Nesta seat then? Maybe. The Nesta seat can be a highly useful setup for travel with a newborn if you're concerned with the model passing as cabin luggage, as well as for parents planning to use an ultra-compact for any use who really want a reversible seat during the early toddler period. That being said, as I mentioned, the fact that it has to be removed to attach car seat adapters does make it a little less relevant for car-based lifestyles, and I'd also note that it's of course not absolutely necessary to get, since the model already has a newborn capable recline, and that it also isn't necessarily a better choice over the bassinet, despite being half the price at $149, as each of these accessories has unique advantages and disadvantages that we'll cover in an upcoming comparison. Lastly, since I suspect it will come up in the comments, I'd like to point out that the Nesta seat is unfortunately not compatible with the Aer Plus, only the Aer 2. In any case, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the Nesta seat, please leave them in the comments, and if you want to know more about the Aer 2 itself, I've linked our full review in the description. In addition, I'd like to end by noting that if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page which lists a wide range of models that we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description as well. Thank you.